This week's movie is called Christopher Robin, and I've got to say, this is a fantastic family film. I really love this as a Winnie the Pooh fan. I think a lot of people that love Winnie the Pooh are getting a little nervous. This is Disney doing a live-action version of Winnie the Pooh. And if you love the original A.A. Milne stories and those classic illustrations like I do, and like everybody who's anybody should, and if you like the early animated Disney the versions that they've been doing since, I don't know if it was the late 60s, I think, we really, sort of hold those characters, Pooh and Eeyore and Piglet and Tigger and all those people, we really hold them close to our hearts. And to think that they're going to make an entire movie with actual stuffed animals, I think gave a lot of Winnie the Pooh fans a little trepidation. Could they pull this off? Well, I'm happy to report that I think Winnie the Pooh fans should be overjoyed with this movie. It manages to catch that kind of delicate tone and mood that A.A. Milne has in his Winnie the Pooh stories. It has the same kind of whimsy that Winnie the Pooh has, and the wit. It's got sort of like the clever wordplay, the sort of the philosophical wisdom that we associate with Winnie the Pooh. It's all there. Sure, this is sentimental. It'll bring a tear to your eye, but you'll be laughing more than you're tearing up because the characters are so great. And the best thing about this all is this is a completely original story with the original characters, but with a brand new story, and that brand new story does not kind of, subvert the original text, and that's really refreshing. So what's the story about? The story is about, well, the movie opens up, let's just do it this way, with Christopher Robin giving a goodbye tea party to all of his favorite stuffed animals, and they're all, really sad about what's going on, but he assures them, and especially Pooh, that he, even though he's going off to boarding school, so he's still a kid, but he's beginning to grow up, that even, when he's 100 years old, he's still going to fondly remember his favorite stuffed animals, Winnie and the Pooh and all the others. Well, as it turns out, he might remember them at the age of 100, but what about age 40? The movie jumps ahead a number of decades, and Christopher Robin is now a married father who works as an efficiency manager at a luggage company, and his life is really very stressful. His family is unhappy. His daughter, who he is about the same age that he was, Christopher Robin, when he was playing with Winnie the Pooh and the like, his wife and his daughter feel like he doesn't, he's given up focusing on them, that he's focused too much on work. He can't get away. They go off on the weekend without him. As he's stressing out about his job, who should come and visit him but Winnie the Pooh? And they have this great scene. By the way, Christopher Robin at the age of 40 is played by Ewan McGregor, who's very good in this movie. He ends up kind of, as you can see where the arc is going, Winnie the Pooh and the rest of the denizens of 100-acre wood convince the 40-year-old-ish Christopher Robin, Ewan McGregor character, that maybe he ought to change his life, turn his life around. Now, that's the kind of the classic family movie arc that, yes, you should be less focused on your job and more focused on your family, and that's indeed where the movie goes. So there's no surprise at that level. But it's the way all of the animals, Tigger and Eeyore, Piglet, the way they interact, they're very innocent and naive and open and human, ironically enough, but they're also hilarious, especially Eeyore. Brad Garrett is the voice of Eeyore, and he practically steals the movie because every line is just delivered so deliciously in that kind of downtrodden, pessimistic way he delivers his lines. Just another Wednesday. Eeyore is fantastic. By the way, Jim Cummings, who wasn't the original voice of Winnie the Pooh, he's the second original voice of Winnie the Pooh. He's been doing it for the Disney movies since the late 80s, I think it is. He is both Tigger and Winnie the Pooh, and he's fantastic in this. The movie is really, it's so refreshing and heartwarming in a kind of innocent and philosophically profound way. Pooh is saying all these things that he doesn't really understand the profundity of them, but they really do ring a bell for a so-called efficiency manager like Ewan McGregor, Christopher Robin has become. For instance, the line Pooh says, everybody says nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day, and my life is fine. And those are the kinds of things that he says that, Christopher Robin reflects on and realizes, yeah, you know, I need to redirect the focus of my life. It's a brilliant, happy movie. I can't imagine people not liking this movie. It gets sentimental, I think, without getting schmaltzy. It sort of redirects. In fact, I heard somebody after the movie come out. He's a grown man, kind of says, "Man, I feel like I should quit my job right now and refocus my energies on life." It's that kind of movie. You know, it turns out that Christopher Robin is reformed. He has a heart as big as a 100-acre wood, and I think so does this movie. I can't wait for all the world to see it. It's really something special. All of my movie reviews are brought to you by Red Wind Casino. See them here first on the KIRO Radio Facebook page and find all of them at mynorthwest.com.